very nice to see you here. I see we're in, do you just have 5 minutes? Is that right?
Go ahead.
We're in the Jean Monnet room.
Oh.
This is the guy who, well, in a way why we're here, because this is the chap who, in the 1940s, envisaged a Europe that was united but not democratic. It was going to be enthralled to a supranational bureaucracy. He did not like the idea of national parliaments being in control. And he came, of course he was a Frenchman. I don't think it's any great secret really that at the end of the Second World War there were civil servants in Vichy France who were talking to civil servants from Nazi Germany and Belgium and Italy and so on, and they had a vision of the Europe that is now emerging.
Sorry.
And that is something that is, I think, a matter of historical record. In some ways a much better Europe than obviously Europe then, but that is a very different Europe from the one I think that Churchill wanted, and that was like, you know, the direction of travel of British history was not towards that kind of European Union. And nations are very much defined by their history, and so that's why we're very lucky here today to have Gerard's book, Road to Freedom. Britain's history is one of the defense of the freedom of the individual, freedom of the individual under law, defense of 2 world wars. Also, of course, as Gerard has explained both in this book and his previous book, these things, how the Glorious Revolution, these things have come from our past, the accession of parliamentary sovereignty and so on, at the power of the Crown. And curiously, we have a Prime Minister who said in the Bloomberg speech January last year, that he believed that national parliaments should be the source of democratic accountability, responsibility, and so on. I honestly have to wonder whether he'd even understood what this man was all about, and indeed what the European Union was all about. And so all I can say is that I'm very glad to be on this platform with Gerard, inaugurating this book. Gerard, I've got an admission, although I written the foreword, I hadn't read it that carefully until the train journey this morning. And I did read it carefully on the train journey coming up. I learnt many new things, disentangling ourselves from the tentacles of this structure that this man and others put together is going to be very difficult. That's why, you know, we're all here. And Gerard, I'm going to hand over to you at that point. And can I also just give a plug for something I've just written? I wrote something 5 years ago about the City of London being threatened, the threat. Now it's City of London in retreat, so I hope in 5 years' time it isn't City of London in decline. Financial regulation moved to Brussels, actually to the European Union, because the 3 agencies are in fact now in Frankfurt, Paris, and in fact in London. Financial regulation was a British responsibility until the Lisbon Treaty. The Lisbon Treaty contained clauses that meant it was going to come to the EU, to the Commission, then to the EU institutions that have been set up since 2009. This was not noticed by our governing elites, including, may I say, the Governor of the Bank of England, and they were then very surprised when they discovered that such things as the capital ratios for banking were actually being controlled by EU bureaucrats, not by British people with authority from Parliament. These people have been asleep for a long time, so Gerard, all credit to you for once again trying to wake people up. And